Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Prize Picks video. This one we're talking about the NBA for Friday, April 19th, the final play-in games. Excited for these ones. Think they're going to be some high-scoring, fun games. And we have 5 picks for the video, so stay tuned to hear all 5 of the picks. Also, if you guys want more picks, I'm just one capper in Dynamo. We have cappers over here giving out tons of picks on Underdog and Prize Picks. You can see some big hits here using the cappers picks from private Discord members. Also some big hits from Q-Tip over here from some of the picks from the last games in the NBA. Tons of massive hits here. Another capper giving out picks. Irenas. You see some MLB. Does a lot of everything, but also really good at esports here. You can see this pick and hit here from him. So check it out. It's less than $1 per day on the monthly plan. Also, I post more picks in here in addition to the video. So get in the private Discord, check it out. You can see how we're getting all those massive hits for private Discord members. And you can see more picks from 5+ cappers plus more of mine, and you get early access to these picks if they've bumped. So the first one for the video, I'm going to Kobe White over on the points of 20 flat here. Kobe White just playing insane minutes, played 43 minutes in the last game, and I think 43 in the game before that. We can come over and take a look at him on Outlier, which is a great tool with a free 7-day trial. If you use the link down below, definitely check him out. Something I use every single day. You can see on the season at 20.5, we get him at 20 here, so a bit of a discount. You can see he hit it 39% of the time this season, but playing a huge different role with the minutes, obviously. You can see the minutes chart. Last 2 games, 43, and the game before that, also over 43. So just playing huge minutes. And you could look at games where he's played a certain amount of minutes. Honestly, in 41 games this year, like half the games, I guess, essentially, he's played over 37 minutes, and he's hit this over 61% of the time when he does so, which is a great sign to see. And then also you got to look just without Zach LaVine, he's hit this at a higher rate as well, 45%, which is another cool thing you could do on Outlier here. But you can also see without Zach LaVine and then given the minutes as well. Same hit rate, I guess, but huge minutes without Zach LaVine. So liking Kobe White in this. It is a tough matchup against Miami, but Jimmy Butler is a big reason why it's a tough defensive matchup. He's not going to be playing, so he could be seeing like Tyler Hero in this game, and then also Alex Caruso could be out in this one, which is just going to open up even more minutes if that's possible for Kobe White in this game. So really liking Kobe White here for that first pick. For the second one, for the Heat, we're going to go to Bam Adebayo. He's at a flat rate here of 21 also, but without Jimmy Butler, he's going to be looking to be way more aggressive in this game against Chicago. Vucevic not the best defender down there. He's pretty slow. So I think Adebayo is going to be really aggressive, have a nice game here, and hit this one against Chicago. Again, I'm expecting both these games to be even higher scoring than the sportsbooks have him at. So liking Bam in this one also. So for Bam on the season, he's only gone over 20.5 just 46% of the time, but in games without Jimmy Butler, it's at 62% of the time this year. So a really good hit rate without Butler. So definitely liking to see that for Bam. And then, just not a great defense here, Chicago. So liking what Bam can do in this one. They're going to need him to score, obviously, without Jimmy Butler. He should be playing massive minutes. So we saw last game, he played 31 minutes, but definitely with some foul trouble against Embiid. I think if he stays out of foul trouble, he should be playing high 30s in minutes. And when he plays high 30s in minutes, just 34 or more, he's hit this at 64% of the time this year. So liking Bam in this one, I think he could play, even like more than 34 minutes and be really aggressive in this. But the third one we're going to go to is actually a pick over here from OddsJam, which does have a 7-day free trial. Plus, you get 25% off after if you want to continue using it. It's another tool I use every day to find the best value on sites like Prizepicks and Underdogs. One of their top picks here is going to be Vucevic over a half a block. And you can see basically how this works is they compare it to other sports books. So FanDuel has this at minus 142. Flips at minus 150. So a lot of these sports books are really liking it. That's how they get these picks that have the best chance to hit based on these other sports books. So Vucevic, and this one makes sense to me as well. So if we do come look at it over on Outlier, we can see the blocks this year. He's actually hitting this over half the time this season, so 55% of the time this season, which is definitely good to see. But also, he's been playing massive minutes, 36, almost 37 in the last game. And in his last four, he played 42, 37, 38, and then 36. So I think we could give him at least like 36 minutes in this game as well to do or die game. And then when he does that, he's hit this at a 65% rate this season. And additionally, I think if Vucevic is not in foul trouble with Bam Adebayo being more aggressive, putting up a ton of shots down low, Vucevic is going to have some more block opportunities than he normally would with a really aggressive center down there trying to put up a ton of shots to help his offense out. So I think it's also a good situation for Vucevic in this game against a more aggressive Bam. So that pick from OddsJam, great value that you can find over here. I definitely recommend that trial as well with that link down below. So we're going to go ahead and lock in Vooch here on the over of a block. And then we're going to move on to the next game. And I actually have some Pelicans picks here. And the first one I'm going to go to is going to be CJ, a really high line of 23.5. You may be able to get this one a little lower. It could drop, but I'm still liking this. I think he's going to be in for a massive game against Sac. I think it's going to be a high-scoring one. McCullum's going to have to be really aggressive with no Zion. And also, we saw that limited Brandon Ingram in the last game, which I was on in that last video when we got 4 or 5 picks correct. I was on unders on Ingram. But for McCullum, he's just going to have to be really aggressive. Without Brandon Ingram, he's really good. So with a limited Ingram, I think he still should be pretty good. He's only hit this 20 or 31% of the time this season. Games without Brandon Ingram, he's really just been going off. He's hit this in 12 of 17 games. Obviously, Ingram's supposed to play, but with him limited, I still think McCollum's going to look to be really aggressive in this one against the Kings, who give up, a good amount of points here and should be a fast-paced, high-scoring game. Also, obviously, Zion's out, but the stats aren't as good with Zion. It's only an 8-game sample size here, and he's hit it in 3 of 8 games without Zion. We can also look head-to-head on the season. McCollum's hit this in 3 of 6 against the Kings. Hit it in the last two 30-point games against the Kings in their last 2 meetings. So, liking McCollum here, I think he's going to have to basically be smashing this if the Pelicans are going to be in this game. So, liking McCollum. And then the other guy who played a good amount of minutes, we're going to go Alvarado here, over 7.5 points for him as well. And I think he can play alongside McCollum in this one because the Kings do play small. They play with Fox and Keon Ellis, or like Fox and Mitchell, or Mitchell and Ellis. So they basically are playing 2 point guards. I think the Pelicans can play 2 point guards as well, and Alvarado can see in the 20s of minutes. And he's just a great player for these types of games. He was looking really good in their last game, made a huge difference. So I think they're going to use him the same way, even more. And that's a low line for Alvarado when he's playing that many minutes. So on the season, he's only hit this 46% of the time. But there's a ton of Alvarado games where he plays under 20 minutes. Like the last game, he played 25. So I think we can lock him in for at least 20. And when he plays at least 20 minutes, he's hit this 67% of the time this season, 2/3 of the time. Honestly, I'd probably give him at least 24 minutes, which is even less than he played last game. And then he's hit it in 6 of 8 games. So Alvarado, I think, is just going to play a ton in this game. And when he plays a ton, he can score at least 8 points. So liking Alvarado here as well for the Pelicans. If you guys want more picks, join up in the private Discord. You can see we have 5+ cappers. I'm just one of them giving out picks. You can see a ton of picks given out here. Some massive big wins from private Discord members in the NBA, but also all sports. We give out MLB, NHL picks, PGA picks. I also give out additional picks. You can see some massive hits here. I had over the weekend a 4 for 4 pick slip and a 4 for 5 pick slip as well. also be giving out more picks for this game tomorrow, so definitely check out the private Discord. Less than $1 per day to get access to those 5+ cappers for a ton more picks. See how we're hitting all these slips over here, and we'll see you in the Discord, and subscribe to the channel.